Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a minute and I haven't been that active on YouTube. And firstly, to my fellow YouTubers, I am watching your videos. I just haven't been able to comment, but I will get to that. So do not feel that I have neglected you guys. I'm still with you, but I do have a minute. I have a few minutes today, so I do believe that I'll be able to catch up on most videos. But if I don't get to yours, I will definitely get to it during the course of the week. I hope you guys are doing well. I see you guys are well because I've been watching your videos. I just finished watching Adele, and I'm gonna go to the one that I missed last week, the one that she was making the mandazi. I think I watched I watched a little bit of it, but I'm just quickly going to finish it off and then I'll do the commenting. I hope you're doing well. I'm good too. Life has been hectic on my side, like really hectic. I don't know, guys. Do you have those seasons where you are just busy? No matter how much you try, you are busy. Like sometimes I would even feel like, you know what, sometimes it feels like the universe is working against me, but I know that's not true. But it's been hectic on my side, and but one thing that I refuse to do this time around is that I refuse to put my my camera down. I was shooting randomly. I don't have videos that are straight, like they are bits and pieces of there and there, but I've been busy. Life has been busy. I've had a lot of obstacles in terms of uploading, watching videos, a lot of those things. I've had those in a while. And you guys, if I was to show you the amount of laundry that I need to get to, wow. Wow. The other day I was even considering to getting help because, hey, I don't know. When I look at it, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. I got that feeling of being overwhelmed. But anyway, it's part of homemaking. I'm not complaining. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everyone is still, And thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you to my returning subscribers. Thank you to each and every one of you who supports my channel, whether by watching or liking or sharing or commenting. I truly, truly, truly appreciate that. On this day, I woke up early and I decided, it wasn't that early. I woke up normally like I think 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. And then I took a bath and I decided to do a bit of ironing, not too much, because on this day I wanted to do a couple of things, but I decided that, you know what, I'm going to start with ironing, because if I don't start with ironing, I'm never gonna get to it. It's difficult to do everything and come back to ironing. It's either I do it in the morning or I'm going to do it later at night after dinner. And I think we had load shedding on this day, so there was no way that I was going to be able to do it at night. So I decided to start with it on this day. The other day, I realized that I am actually turning 1 year old on YouTube, and I was thinking how time flies, because it went by so quickly. I didn't even realize that it's been a year already. I'm not quite sure about the day, but I know it was around about this time. And I must say, it has been a wonderful, wonderful experience. And I also appreciate the fact that my channel grew in a way that I did not expect. It might not look like it to other people, but to me, it grew. Then the 460 subscribers that I have, to me, they mean everything, you know, because those are the people that I know that, you know, they do like my content, or they liked some of the content that I share. And for me, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much for always watching my videos, for always supporting me, for always supporting the content. And anything that I have ever done, I wouldn't have done it without you guys. You were the motivation for me to get up in the morning. The other day I was talking with my husband, and we were talking about how busy YouTube has kept me, and he actually said it kept me alive. And that's true. Not Facebook, man, YouTube kept me alive, guys. YouTube kept me alive. I had the most roughest year of my life, that sometimes I ask myself, how am I still standing, or how am I still smiling on how am I still breathing, not that I'm suicidal, but the things that has happened over the couple of few months. It's been hectic. It has been hectic. But I'm grateful that I had something that preoccupied or that kept me busy. I didn't even feel like the things that I was going through. And when sometimes I know I do say that YouTube has been YouTube saved me in a way. You guys saved me in a way. And sometimes we say things passingly without really expressing what we mean by that. But when I say you guys saved me, I mean it. And when my husband said, YouTube kept me alive, like it hit me really hard that as much as I'm always so strong, I didn't know that I made him worry as well. Well, I knew, but I didn't know to what extent. And if there's anything that I never really want him to go through is to worry about me. But when I said, oh, I'm turning one in YouTube, I can't believe it's been this long, like how it kept me so busy and all of that. And he was like, yeah, hey, it kept you really busy. We learned a lot, but also it kept you alive. It was a moment, but I appreciate you guys. That's all I'm going to say for now. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the love that you guys have shown me, the support and everything else. I truly, truly appreciate. It's fun, man. When I say I make YouTube videos for fun, I truly mean it. It's fun. It's to keep me busy. It's to help me have something to look forward to. I mean, we all know that at home, when you're a homemaker, you're doing same thing over and over again. It can get how do I but do they it can get you can feel like you are not adding value, or is it even a correct way? But yeah, it makes things interesting, it makes things easy, it makes things man, you guys understand what I'm saying. YouTube makes things fun, interesting. If you are at home now sitting and you are not doing anything and you are contemplating on what to do or how to keep yourself busy, if you are a homemaker, you have a Wi-Fi, you have a good phone, take those videos. Don't do it for money. Money doesn't come on YouTube like people think it comes. It does not. So don't do it for money. Do it for fun. Keep yourself busy. If money comes, money will come later, not now. It will come. So I appreciate you guys. So now, after ironing, I did a bit of dishwashing and I'm going to start on scones. I'm going to make scones. I'm not going to say the recipe here. Guys, I think I've made scones in this channel way too many times, and I don't think I need to be saying what I'm doing. But the only reason I'm doing it on camera now, it's because I recently did a video on freezing scones and people were shocked that I said I was freezing scones. Yes, I freeze scones. I don't want to have to make to dirty my kitchen over and over again. So the easy way for me is to make a big batch and then I bake some At that moment, maybe one pan, and I keep the rest in the freezer. And it also controls the portions. If I make scones, like when I make scones in my house, I make like 2 kg of flour. If I make them, like, yo, they'll be gone in 2 days. Gone in 2 days. So I try, and during the month you'll be feeling like, oh, I wish I could have a scone or something. So I wait for moments like that when they're like, oh, I'm craving for scones, then I'll put some in the oven, or they can put some in the oven if they want for themselves. So for me, it makes my life easy. It eliminates a lot of things. I don't have to bake them twice a month or 3 times a month. I can just make once, bake a few that we can have for those for that day and the following day, and then the rest the rest I put them in a freezer. And I put them, I individually freeze them, and then I put them in bags, and I freeze them. I put them back in the freezer. You guys heard what I wanted to say. I know most people don't like this part, and I do understand, but it's the easy way sometimes, when you can start mixing with a spoon, but as time goes on, it gets difficult to do so. And secondly, it's easier to feel the texture of your dough or your batter when you're using your hands. But I do understand that there are some people that are sensitive to that, which is okay. It's not a problem. If you are one of those people, kindly skip those parts. You don't have to watch them. And the reason I always make my dough sticky, where you will see me adding milk and water, it's because I use a lot of flour to cut them. Because I like them soft, and with that I also, how do I put it? I don't want them to lose moisture, but I don't like it dealing with scones that are sticking to the surface. And I don't like them dry as well. So I use a lot of flour, hence I always use a lot of that. Like I make my batter somewhat sticky. So this time around, I decided to brush my scones with milk instead of the egg wash. But most of the time when I freeze them, honestly, I don't put anything on top of them. But I decided to put some on top. But that pan is going into the oven. That's what we're going to have. For breakfast for the next couple of days. And then these ones that I'm making, the remaining ones, is the one that I'm going to freeze them. And I wanted to see the difference. Like I've used my other scones cutter before. The one that I used on that other pen, it's bigger. I wanted to see if, I wanted to see how they will look. I forgot because I think I used it once and I didn't like the turnout of the scones, but I had forgotten what was the problem. So I used it now on the pen of the scones that we are going to consume now. I want to see how they're going to come out. But for the ones that I'm going to freeze, I decided to go with the normal one that I use, which I'm happy with the size of it. So first time when I bought the cutter, I went with the bigger one because I thought that's the size that I liked. I thought that I like I like them thick, but I don't like them like big. They should go up but not sideways. So I with the ones that I'm going to freeze, this is the other pen that I'm using for freezing. I'm going to put them in a deep freezer like that. So I like this other one. Yes, and I did buy the cookie cutters from Take a Look. Those ones I have all sizes, but this one I like because it has a handle. It's easy to handle. So yeah, that's what I'm going to use now. And then I put the scones on that other one. That is an old chafing dish, and I thought the remaining dough was going to fit in one of these casserole dish, but it did not. I ended up having to use two of them, which is okay. I'm not complaining. That's how they look. I'm not sure about how many pieces they are. That's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. And in the pan that is in the oven, it's 15, and then there's 16 on these 2, 4, 6 on this other one. You guys can do the math. But I do know that had I not used the bigger cutter on that other one, I would have gotten more than this, but I did not. This is how they look. You see how big they are? I think that's why I don't use it, because the size of them are too big. So yeah. But anyway, this is on another day. No, it's still on that day, and I made iced coffee. What I basically did is I used instant coffee this time. I didn't have ground coffee or the beans, whatever. So I used instant coffee, coffee. I made it in like 2 cups. If you know how many cups of or how much you put in a cup, I did that in 3. These are the scones after coming back from the freezer, and then I put them in a plastic, and then they're gonna go back into the freezer. You see, you cannot squash them. They're like they are rock solid. So my iced coffee is coffee. I if you're gonna do 3 servings, yes, do 3 servings of your coffee, but use half of the water or quarter of the water. Put it in ice cubes and then freeze it, and then once it's frozen, you put it in a glass. You add your milk, you can add your essence, whichever one you like. You can do banana, you can do vanilla, you can do almond, any that you like. I chose to go with almond this time. So on this bowl now, I am starting rusks. If you are not a South African, you probably not aware of rusk, but I think they are another form of South African version of biscotti, if I may put it that way. It's a South African version of biscotti. I did 9 eggs, but you need 8. It was just 1 egg that was going to be left. I added 2.5 cup of mashed banana, and I added 1 cup of amasi, and I also added vanilla essence there. And then this is chocolate chips, white chalk chips. I added about it's half a cup. It's 500 gram. Gave me 1 cup, not half a cup. Why am I saying that? Gave me 1 cup, and this is salt, 1 teaspoon of salt, and I added butter, and I added baking powder onto there, and I am mixing everything, and there I am with my flour. It's the entire 2.5 cake flour. I would normally mix cake flour and bread flour. The texture comes out really nice, but I chose not to this time, so I went with just cake flour. Mix that until it is well combined. So now the difference between this and the scones is that this one needs to be dry. Yes, you've seen I didn't put a lot of amasi, and I didn't put a lot of I didn't put any milk, and that's it. You need to be able to handle it like this. But I do know there are people that cut their scone, that make their dough or their batter for scones like this. I use this. I used sort of this dough for the rusks, and I'm putting it like this because I want them to have that rough looking surface on top. I don't want them smooth. So that's how I am putting them onto a lined pan. If you have a bigger one, that's okay. And you don't have to do the flour. The only reason I'm sprinkling flour on top of it is because I don't have a scraper. Therefore, I'm using a knife, and it tends to stick to the dough. So when there's flour on top, it makes it easier to cut. And this is how I cut them. It's simple. If you have a scraper, it's going to be even more simpler because the knife is restricting somehow. Just make sure that you cut both sides. You cut this side, and then you cut the other side, and you go with the size that you want. They're not equal sizes, but they're sorry, but they're okay. And I'm going to bake them at 190 degrees up until they are golden brown. And I proceeded into doing the same onto another pan. that we are also going to be baking at 190 degrees up until they are golden brown. They turned out really, 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 really good. It was my first time doing the chocolate and banana one, white chocolate and banana one. I always go for the muesli or plain one. So this time around, I wanted to try something different, and I'm happy with how it turned out. It tastes amazing. Amazing. It's winter. We drink a lot of tea in winter, and it's always nice to have something to go with that, So I always like doing these things for my family when I'm not feeling too lazy. Yes. When I'm not feeling too lazy, then we're gonna bake them as well. The remaining part I'm gonna put it in a pan. Sorry. And that one was small, so I transferred into another pan. I sliced them. I sliced it once it was done, but not too much because my family kept on nibbling on it before I could even bake it for the second time. This is how it looks coming back from the oven, and we are just going to make sure that those lines where we cut it right through, since maybe in the oven it stuck together. So I'm just cutting them through again, and then I'm going to transfer them onto a cooling rack, let them cool while another pan is in the oven, and then I'm going to bake them again. This time around, it's going to be for it's 5 to 7 hours. It depends on how thick your rusk are. So overnight would be preferably at my oven. It works best at 110 degrees overnight. But my oven it has a fan, and it's also the normal oven. So what I do is that I take the racks of the oven. There's two of them, I guess. So I would put them on top there and I'll show you next time when I do it. Line the bottom of the oven with what we call foil, and then so that the crumbs don't go, on the elements and all of that. So I'll be lining those four on top, and I will let them sit overnight in the oven like that. And this is how they come out after being there. If you have watched up until this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you on my next video. Bye.